Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's day 7. We're officially halfway through our trip. We just left the coast and we're heading down to, back to Sugar Land, my hometown. And we're going to go back to Sugar Land RV Park. And I think we're going to kind of rest today. We're going to go out to dinner. Just have a nice quiet day today, so we'll do that. Tomorrow we'll be heading over to NASA. And we'll have some video on NASA and whatnot. I think when I get to camp, maybe we'll just take a look at what's in the toolbox. That's something we should do. So guys, sit back and enjoy the ride.
Warning, I am not an expert. Everything in this video was most likely done wrong after many failures and a few stitches. Don't try any of this at home.
Dad, did you shoot the shop?
No. Okay, don't tell Mom.
Alright guys, it is day 8. We're heading over to Space Center Houston. We're gonna go see Saturn V and Shuttle and all the good stuff over there. Got about a 45-minute drive, so pretty close to where we've been staying. I'll take a lot of good video here so you guys can see what we're doing. We are Space Center Houston. Super excited to be here. We're getting ready to go in. There's old Shuttle Independence. Must have been one of the training shuttles or something. I have no idea. It never flew, I don't think. And it's on the plane, so that's pretty cool. Let's go in and take a look and see what we got here. We are inside Space Center Houston. Super excited to be here. It has been a lot of years since I've been in this building. Actually, I don't even think this building was here when I was here last. They got a bunch to see. We're just gonna go around. I'm gonna let the camera roll so you guys can see everything that's going on in this building.
We ring that bell every time new crew members are welcomed aboard the ISS. And for the next 20 minutes, you are all part of that brand new crew. So welcome aboard. We're happy that you're here.
just finished up at Space Center Houston. Holy smokes, there's a lot of people in there, and I don't even know. It's pretty hot today. We didn't even take the tram out to Saturn V because it was just too hot and the line was really long. This thing's pretty cool. Independence on top of 747, something like that. You can go inside of that thing, and you can go inside of the Independence and see the flight deck, and down in the storage area, and behind the back where the cargo area is. So that was really slick. I would suggest if you guys come here, get on the tram first, go see Saturn V, and then come back in and see the rest of everything. So anyway, we're heading back to Sugar Land. So what I'd like to do right now is just show you guys, what I carry for tools. There are tools that I keep in my vehicle all the time, and then there are tools that I kind of put together when I'm going on longer trips. It's a little bit more extensive. These are mostly the same tools I will take when I'm going to go work on a vehicle out in the field. If I'm pulling one, off an old farm, or maybe somebody's broke down, this kit is generally together with me, and I can do that. So let's go in the truck and take a look and see what it is we've got in here. So you'll have to excuse the mess. We've been traveling, so it is what it is. Generally speaking, I carry a tow rope. That's going to be in here at all times. And I carry a snatch strap, which is down below this stuff here. I can't remember how long it is. I think that's a 25-foot snatch strap for times that somebody might be stuck in the mud or the snow and we got to get a little speed up and snatch them out. Then I also carry this smaller tow strap here that can lock into the two front clips on the truck and give me just a little bit more room, because I can hook the snatch strap onto this and those two, and the two tow hooks on the front of any vehicle, which that works really well. And then I always carry accessories of clevises here. So these are generally always in the truck. In fact, they are always in the truck, and different ways to mount those. For my truck, it's pretty easy, but for other vehicles, if I'm pulling somebody out, they might need a clevis attachment into a 2-inch receiver here, and I can throw a clevis on there and get them pulled out safely. So that's generally with me at all times. I've been kind of into these tools, so there's a few items here. Just some propane tape here in case we get a propane leak. These tools are generally inside my bag here, but I had them out because we've been using them. Some wrenches, some crescent wrenches, screwdrivers. I always carry a thermometer. This is an infrared thermometer. I will check the hubs on the trailer at gas stations. That way I can see if we're running hot or something like that. And then this is the bulk of the tools that are always with me here. There's a whole set of metric wrenches in here. In this spot here, I've got basically two handled stuff to repair PEX tubing and clamps and stuff, cutters for PEX tubing. You need those inside the camper, so I carry those with me in case we spring a leak. Big pipe wrench. This is also where my crescents usually sit here, single-handled items. And then in this one here, this one here will be all the screwdrivers. They're not all here. Generally, there's more of them in here in some different sizes. I've got some of them in the back because we've been using them on the trip. Oh yeah, just some brushes that I keep so I can clean things off if I need to when I'm on the road. And then here in the very top of this this roll kit, this is some violin string to clean jets out with on the generator. Some tape for deal. I always carry a soldering iron, a butane powered soldering iron. This has saved my bacon at least once. PEX clamps, some T's for PEX tubing so I can reroute if I need to. Yeah, just an assortment of stuff is in here. Zip ties, solder. There's another lighter in here. Regular thread tape is in here. So this bag is always with me. It's always in this vehicle, and if I'm not traveling very far,
I've got at least some tools, you know, that might get me back on the road. I have had to use these tools in the past, so I'm grateful to have these with me. So back here is a more extensive set of tools. You guys have probably seen I have a Gator trifold closing deal that covers the entire bed, so this stuff stays secure, and I have no issues with leakage if it's raining or something like that. This has all worked out really well. I carry just a little pancake compressor so I can, you know, check air tires and pressures and whatnot. There is a difference from these higher altitudes down to the lower altitudes in tire pressures, so I always check that before, you know, I start on a major leg of a trip. Then I carry this deal here. This is a new addition, this box, because I needed something that would fit under the cover, and this fit perfectly under the cover. Inside here I keep my code reader, so I've got that in the car, and depending on what kind of vehicle I might be looking at, I'll change this out. Like, this isn't going to do me any good on an older vehicle, so when I'm with an older vehicle, I'll replace this with a vacuum gauge. That's way more helpful with the older vehicles. In here I keep a meter. There's a regular meter. I also keep a battery tester in here. You can see here there's some fuel filters, a light, that's a magnetic base, another soldering iron here, and then a remote start switch. And then down here there's just a bunch of stuff, funnels, wheel chock, grease gun, some gasket material, this thing for grabbing something big that I might need to twist or move, razor knife, fuel filter remover, there's a hammer, smaller funnel that I use for the generator, a bunch of fuel tubing here. I always keep a bunch of fuel tubing with me. You never know when that's going to come in handy. Probably the most important tool is a vice grip, guys. If I could only carry one tool with me, that might be a Leatherman, I don't know, but I will say that a vice grip, a set of good vice grips, man, these will get you out of a lot of binds right here. I use these for everything, clamping off hoses, some bolts. Sometimes you got to clamp this down and just hit it, and you can get a nut off if you got to get a nut off. These are really important. Some metal shears. And what else do we have here? Oil pan that I can use to drain. And finally, a spark plug tester. This is generally what I always carry, these items here, inside this box. And then I carry an assortment of lotions and potions, we're going to call it, in here. 2 gallons of pre-mixed radiator fluid, a full deal of 5W30, even though this truck takes a little different oil. I keep the 5W30 synthetic with me if I need it. You know, it'll get us by. Obviously some PB blaster, some gloves, QD electronics cleaner, some silicone spray, another tube of heavy duty grease, and some Berryman's B12. The only thing that's not in here, oh, hold on, there's one more thing. Forgot about this. Some carb cleaner. The only thing that's not in here that should be in here that I realized I didn't bring with me, dielectric grease. Almost always keep dielectric grease with me. I just forgot to bring it on this trip. And then lastly, my major toolkit is this Pittsburgh toolkit. Guys, this is a fantastic toolkit, and it's fairly inexpensive. They're I want to say $220, regularly priced at Harbor Freight, but you can catch them on sale for like $180, and it was just on sale recently. It's got a really nice blow molded case, and you can see here, I mean, it's got everything. Doesn't have vice grips, but it's got everything else. Allen wrenches, screwdrivers, you know, Torx wrenches, short and long, all your regular wrenches there. All the Torx and Allen attachments that you can need. Some elbows, more Allen wrenches, Allen keys. Then in here, deep well sockets, regular size sockets, a whole assortment of ratchets, and a breaker bar, which is nice, a little breaker bar. Still, there's more. Down here in the very bottom, the larger ratchet and extensions, spark plug wrenches, more deep well sockets and regular sockets. This kit, guys, I think it's a great value. The quality of the tools, you know, is okay when you consider it's a Harbor Freight deal. But I really like this kit, and I highly recommend this kit. I've looked at a lot of kits, and this kit really was the best bang for the value. I like below molded cases because when I get done, I can see if everything's where it should be and I didn't leave something inside the engine bay or something like that. One more thing that I almost forgot, and I'm just realizing I don't have, is I always carry I say I always carry, but I'm here and I don't have it, a hydraulic jack and at least one jack stand. Somehow I got out of the house without it. I'm going to be looking for a hydraulic jack and jack stand, hopefully in a blow molded case that it will be easy just to pack and throw in here. I generally like to keep my road tools separate from my normal tools. That way I don't run into the situation where I'm going through the cabinets trying to find everything I need. These road tools stay in these boxes. I just throw them in the truck and we go. So one last place that I keep some tools is inside the basement on the driver's side of the camper. Back in there, you can barely see it, but that's an extendable ladder, so I can get on the roof of this thing if I need to. I do camp in the winter time, and there's been times where it snowed and I had the slide out, and you got to get the snow off the slide in order to get it back in. So that comes in handy for that, or if there's a leak on the roof, I can get up there and repair it. I think I mentioned this, I have these bins everywhere. In here is just the stuff for the air compressor, tire deal. You have to have a special inflator for the dually wheels on the truck. This one's really nice because you can adjust it to get back against the one on the outer wheel. Those of you that have dualies know what I'm talking about here. This also not only does it articulate, but it clamps onto the deal when you do it. And then you get check pressure. Just makes it really easy. There's an air chuck in here. This adapter here allows me to blow the water system out with air. And if I get into a situation where it suddenly gets really cold at night and I'm worried about the water freezing, I can use this. And then just a air hose, nothing special there. That gets around and I can blow up all the tires. Then I keep another box here that has an assortment of parts and tools kind of specialized for this vehicle. This is a propane gas leak detector. You know, in case I suspect I've got a propane leak, I can use this. It works pretty good. You can see down here, this is a 12-volt converter. In case the converter in the camper goes out, I'll have a way to get 12-volt power, because that's pretty essential to running all the systems in the vehicle, so it's nice to have that. Just some Flex Seal tape in case I get a split on the roof or back into a tree and pop a hole. I can fix the roof. Some take Gorilla Tape. Various electrical stuff is in here, some silicone and whatnot that I keep in here. It's just a bunch of stuff. And lastly, some spark plugs for the generator. And I've had to change plugs on the road, especially when I've been using it quite a bit. I do change the oil in the generator every 50 hours. There you go. That's everything that I carry as far as tools when we're on the road. That generally will get me out of any binds that we have. I thoroughly believe that the best preparation you can make is to continue to do the maintenance on your vehicles, on your camper, make sure everything's good to go before you get out on the road. But in the event, you know, you have an issue, we've got a good set of tools that can help us out. Things generally don't break catastrophically on the road. What generally happens is you're gonna hear something or feel something that's just not right, and you're going to drive it, and hopefully you can get to town or something like that where you can take a harder look at it or let a mechanic look at it. Generally, what people consider a catastrophic failure is something that's been going on for a little bit, you know, and just didn't get noticed as a problem. So as long as I've got compression, as long as I've got fuel, and I've got spark, we're generally good to go. I can get the thing up and running and going down the road. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Put your comments down below. Until next time.